Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Wakahakodash, double honors to the apostles and elders who gave millstone, who ruled well and taught me this truth. Peace, blessings, salutations, and mercies to the elect. And I want the remnant out there listening and doing this word with all faith and sincerity, scattered amongst the four corners of the earth and the nations. To you I say shalom. Lord willing, this video is edifying. It's going to be centered around the street teaching that I had last week. And it's a Amalekite woman came up pretty much and, was curious, and she pretty much, she defended what she thought was the truth, which was her being, a descendant of Jacob, right? And them being the holy people, but she has no clue. Her whole life she's been told that, her whole identity and personality is built around that idea, but it's false, okay? And there are indicators to show you, quite clearly what one may, who is an Israelite, what they're going to be doing and what they're going to be going through, how the condition they will be in these end days, right? This is this is Isaiah 42 and 22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses, for they are prey. For they are a prey, and none delivereth, for a spoil, and none saith restore. See? So nobody is asking for our reparations, if you want to call it that, for all the atrocities that's been done with us, against us. Nobody's calling for justice on that. People pretend like and act like it didn't happen, or at least they try to minimize what happened to so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Even a lot of Jakes do it themselves, man. Jake don't even want better for themselves. Our people have been completely exploited, deprived, destitute, destroyed. Okay, that's the condition of the Lord's chosen in these, end days, man. Not them being in prosperity. Okay, you're not allowed to say nothing against them. They're the ruling class. So that's a big contradiction to big conflict with who the Lord said he's dealing with, right? To the description, their description to what the scriptures say are contrary. All right, this is Jeremiah 14 and 2. Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground, and the cry of Jerusalem is going up. Right. For one, our people are in a state of mourning, not partying and, all this other silly shit, right? Festivals, talking about greater Israel, trying to extend empires. Nah, man. We don't have anything. We're in a great greatly destroyed mindset, completely degenerate, And what? We are black unto the ground. The ground is different shades of brown. Okay? And Jake is scattered amongst the nations anyway, so Jake could look like, any of these nations. I mean, that woman could have very well been a Jake. I don't know. I didn't really talk to her long enough to read her spirit. But, Jake is, mingled throughout the nations. All right. And our people are crying for the return of the Heavenly Father's Son. Okay. Those gutter rats ain't doing that, man. Where do they need delivering from? Right. That's what Yahweh Shai name means. He delivers. They don't need to be delivered. That's why they're not looking forward to his return. That's why they're not calling on the name of the Lord, because they understand what comes with that. But we are, though. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which Yahweh Bashim Yahushua shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he hath destroyed thee. Right. When did this happen to those tiny houses? It's never happened. Okay. But everyone, literally the planet Earth, America, right? Every nation is subject to him. Right. Amalek. They all come to him. When you look at who owns, all these major corporations and, monopoly organizations, it all goes back to a small hat. The financial, advisors or whatever you want to call them, the elite bankers, the banks, right? Those small hacks own all those, man. They funded the transatlantic slave trade, right? So, when did these atrocities happen to those small? Never. Right there, try to bring up the Holocaust, but that's nothing on what the Lord said our people would be going through, right? This is Jeremiah 16 and 19. O Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, my strength and my fortress and my refuge in the day of affliction. The Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanities, and things wherein there is no profit, right? And that's what these heathens, okay, specifically Amalek, is coming to that realization. You're not the chosen. This whole notion that you were, you're special, right? This land belongs to you, and, Judeo-Christian value, all of that bullshit is going to be revealed to be just that. Okay. And this is, when those tiny hats decide to invade Iran, right? When that war starts, best believe that whole question of who the chosen are is definitely gonna continue to be brought up. So with the all praise and the glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, Bashim B'Kakodash Wa Abba Babal and DTA DTN.